We have already seen the definition for central bank. Now let us go on to the functions of the Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of our country. So let us see the functions of Reserve Bank. The Reserve Bank of India is India's central banking institution which controls the monetary policy of the Indian rupee. It commenced its operation on 1st April 1935 in accordance with the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. The original share capital was divided into shares of rupees 100 each fully paid, which were initially owned entirely by the private shareholders. So initially RBI was owned by the private shareholders. That is, the entire value of RBI was divided into shares worth rupees 100 each, and it was given to the private shareholders. Then after independence on 15th August 1947, the RBI was nationalized on 1st January 1949. So the RBI was nationalized, or the RBI became the property of the government of India, or RBI came under the direct supervision of the government of India from 1st January 1949. Before that, private people or private shareholders were having control over the RBI. But after independence, RBI was nationalized on 1st January 1949. So you have certain functions here mentioned. Functions of the Reserve Bank of India. It issues the banknotes, it is banker to the government, it is the custodian of foreign exchange, and it is the lender of last resort. Again, here you have the role of RBI. It is the supervisor of the financial system, foreign exchange management, bankers bank, issuer of currency, monetary policy, and backer to the government. Let us see about the functions of RBI in detail. The first point is monetary authority. It will be nice if you could turn your textbook to page number 102. You have the functions of RBI there. You have around 16 functions of RBI. So let us see one by one. First, monetary authority. It controls the supply of money in the economy. The RBI controls the money supply in the country. It also maintains the exchange rate, a healthy balance of payment, and it controls inflation, and it also strengthens the banking system. What do you mean by balance of payment? Whenever India is not a closed economy, it is an open economy. So we have exports as well as imports. If exports is greater than the imports, it is called as favorable balance of trade. If the imports are greater than the export, it is called unfavorable balance of trade. So whenever there is an unfavorable balance of trade, you will have a balance of payment. Whenever there is a balance of payment with any other country, we need to clear the balance of payment every now and then. That is only called as healthy balance of payment. Whenever you buy something, in case you buy petrol from Saudi Arabia, you need to pay them. You can buy it on credit for a certain period. After that, you have to pay back the money. That is only called as a healthy balance of payment. So the monetary authority, that is the central bank, has to oversee all this. Then the issuer of currency. The objective is to maintain the currency and credit system of the country. It is the sole authority to issue currency. No one can issue currencies in India. The RBI has the sole right to issue currencies. So the RBI is the issuer of currency. It also takes action to control the circulation of the currency. It is a issuer of banking license. Whenever a bank wants to have more number of branches, they should ask for license. They should get a license from the Central Bank of India. Without getting the license, they cannot establish a branch. So the RBI acts as an issuer of banking license. As per Section 22 of Banking Regulation Act, every bank has to obtain a banking license from RBI to conduct banking business in India. So without the license got from the RBI, no banks can open new branches, or new banks cannot come up without getting the license from the RBI. It is a banker to the government. So whenever the government is in need of money, it goes to the RBI. So it acts as a banker to the government. It acts as banker both to the central government as well as the state government. It provides short-term credit, and it manages all new issues of government loans and nurturing the market for government securities, and it also advises the governments on banking and financial subjects. So the RBI acts as a banker to the government. And it is also a banker's bank. It is not only the banker to the government, it is also a banker to other banks. Here you see it is banker to the government. At the same time, it is a banker's bank. What do you mean by banker's bank? If there is a bank in Chennai, Indian Bank, who's Indian bank's banker? The RBI. So it is a banker's bank. RBI is the bank of all banks in India, as it provides loans to banks, accepts the deposits of the banks. It gives loans to the banks. At the same time, it accepts the deposits of banks. The RBI is the lender of last resort. In case the government or the banks, if they are not able to tide over the crisis, or if they are not able to manage, if there is any deficit in their money supply, they can immediately go to the RBI. So it is the lender of last resort. கடைசி புகலிடம். எந்த பிரச்சனை வந்தாலும், பேங்க்குக்கே ஏதாவது ஒரு பிரச்சனை வந்ததுன்னா யார்கிட்ட போகலாம்? RBI கிட்ட போய் அவங்க தங்களுடைய கஷ்டத்தை சொல்லலாம். So it is the lender of last resort. The banks can borrow from the RBI by keeping eligible securities as collateral at the time of need or crisis, when there is no other source. So in case if a bank is in trouble, if a bank is in crisis, it can go to the RBI. So it can go to the RBI to borrow money. So when it wants to borrow money, it has to give a collateral. What do you mean by a collateral? Some security that the bank will be able to repay the loan which they have got from the RBI. For example, there is a person X. He wants to get a loan from the Indian Overseas Bank. So Mr. X goes to Indian Overseas Bank and he asks for 25 lakhs loan. How will the bank trust Mr. X and give the loan? Immediately the bank will verify all the details about X, where he is working, how much income is he making every month, what are the other properties that he has. After checking the credibility of X only, the Indian Overseas Bank will give the loan of 25 lakhs to Mr. X. And moreover, Mr. X has to give some collateral. What do you mean by collateral? Some property which he has. Suppose if Mr. X owns a house for 1 crore, he can go and give the land documents to the bank and say, see, I have property worth 1 crore. I am asking for a loan of 25 lakhs. In case I am not able to pay the 25 lakhs, you can take my house and you can sell it, or you can what to do? ஏலத்துக்கு விடுறதா இருந்தால் விட்டு என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம், அந்த 25 lakhs என்னுடைய ப்ராப்பர்ட்டியிலேருந்து வாங்கிக்கலாம். தட் இஸ் ஒன்லி கால்ட் அஸ் கோலாட்ரல். நான் கொடுக்குற வரைக்கும் இந்த பத்திரம், எங்கள் வீட்டு பத்திரம் உங்ககிட்ட இருக்கட்டும், அடமானமாக நான் வச்சுருக்கேன், நீ இதை வச்சுக்கோ. நான் கெட்டாத பட்சத்தில் நீ இந்த வீட்டு டாக்குமெண்ட்டை வச்சு நீ என்ன பண்ணலாம், அதை விற்கிறியோ எது வேணால் பண்ணிக்கலாம். Just like that, the banks also have to give a collateral to the RBI. Whenever there is a crisis in the bank, they can go to the RBI. It is the lender of last resort. It is the lender. Who is the lender? The RBI is a lender to the bank, to the commercial banks. So whenever the commercial bank has a problem, it can go to the RBI. It can give them some collateral and get the loan. Hope you understood that. Then it is the custodian of foreign exchange. What do you mean by foreign exchange? In India, we should have other countries' currency also. So who will keep it safe? The RBI. The RBI only is the custodian. He is in charge of keeping all the foreign exchange safely under his custody. So that's why it is called as the custodian of foreign exchange. So the RBI buys and sells foreign currency to maintain the exchange rate of Indian rupee versus foreign currencies. So the RBI is the custodian of foreign exchange. Next, it is the regulator of economy. It controls the money supply. It monitors different key indicators like GDP and inflation. The central bank has to monitor the gross domestic product of our country, the inflation level in the country, and the money supply in the country. So it is the regulator of economy. Then developmental roles. This role includes the development of the quality banking system in India and ensuring that credit is available to the productive sectors of the economy. The RBI should see that loans are given to the productive sectors of the economy. It provides a wide range of promotional functions to support national objectives. It also includes establishing institutions designed to build the country's financial infrastructure. So the RBI has a major role to play in the area of development. So it has got a huge developmental role. Next, it is the publisher of monetary data and other data. RBI maintains and provides all essential banking and other economic data, formulating and critically evaluating the economic policies in India. RBI collects, collates, and publishes data regularly. So RBI has to have all the data about the various sectors in our country, the various banking institution. It must have the essential banking and other economic data. For formulating policies, the RBI has to give all the data to the government. So it is a publisher of monetary data and other data. Then exchange manager and controller. This is another function of the RBI. RBI represents India as a member in the International Monetary Fund. Most of the commercial banks are authorized dealers of RBI. So RBI only represents India as a member in the International Monetary Fund. So these are some of the functions of RBI, which is very, very important. You have this question at the back, okay? On page number 123, you have this question. Describe the functions of Reserve Bank of India. Describe the functions of Reserve Bank of India. This is again a very important question. So please go through this video today and please go through your textbook also and study the role of RBI, which is a very, very important question, or the functions of RBI.